The Napster Companion and View have arrived. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Napster is Chief Technology Officer Edo Segal. Hi, Edo.
Hey, Fred. Great to see you again.
Great to see you too. And now it is official, I guess. 26 years after Napster turned the music industry kind of upside down, you've launched Napster 26 for Mac. Give us the overview of what it is, because there's a lot to this.
Yeah, it really is an amazing legacy for Napster being a disruptor 26 years ago, disrupting really, I would think, a big kind of disruption of what media industry was in general and what had happened to it as a consequence of the digitalization we all went through. In that case, a challenge to the business model that really led to a lot of change in how people consume a mass medium of music. And here we are 26 years later, we're in this another Napster moment. The disruptor this time is not simply the internet, which was what facilitated Napster first time around with peer-to-peer file sharing, but rather AI as a disruptor. And in the era of AI, through the lens of the disruption to the media industry, it really is a world in which we're not just consumers of media, but we are all creators as well. So effectively, every individual that is using Napster can create the content, not just consume it. And when we talk about what is that content, the content is alive. It's not just here's an MP3 file or here's a video on YouTube, but rather everything you engage with is effectively got cognition. It's alive. And the first thing we give our users is a full crew of agents that can support them on their journey. And further to that, you can also engage with AI-based music, and you can create things with these agents, whether it's creating a business plan or preparing for a job interview or creating a logo for your company. Imagine every person now has a full crew around them. And even if you want to create music, you can basically collaborate with one of these AI musicians and create a beautiful album and song. So this world where AI is enabling all of us to not just look at ourselves as being able to do one thing, which is kind of the way we've always thought of. We each have professions, we each have our lanes. Now we all have this capability of being an army of one, and Napster 26 is an amazing manifestation of that. So it's such an exciting moment, and the avatar of that moment is effectively this really incredible piece of hardware that we just shipped, the Napster View, which is effectively something you place on your Mac device. And what happens is that on this magical display, which is a holographic display, you start seeing these AI personas in 3D without glasses. They just pop out of the screen and they're always there for you to communicate with you and help you in whatever task you have. They can see your screen, they can give you comments. It really is almost like an artifact from the future. So it's been so exciting to be able to ship this and to share it with folks like yourself and be on this journey of how AI is going to start making its way into more parts of our lives and empower people in ways they could have never dreamt of before.
And it's kind of endless, it seems, the types of companions that are available and show up on that little holographic display. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so maybe I'll show a quick video, which is what the users see when they first launch the software as a backdrop. And this video will show kind of the default crew that we've set up when you launch the application for the first time. But there is a universe of over 15,000 and growing of these companions that occupy any type of persona you can imagine. So as I mentioned, many, many musical artists, many lawyers, many people that are potential therapists or people that can help you as trainers or chefs in every type of food category and just an endless universe. But let's watch this quick video to give a sense of what it feels like.
I'm Kai, your chief of staff. This team, they're about to become your secret weapon. Hover over anyone to get to know them. When you're ready to move on, click next.
I'm Alyssa. Job interview coming up? I'll make your application sound human, prep you for the real questions, and give you a negotiation plan that actually wins. I'm Elena. Feeling stuck or stressed? I help you get focused, stop procrastinating, and build the confidence to move forward.
I'm Richard. Complex topic confusing you? I'll turn it into knowledge you'll actually remember.
I'm Kevin. Taxes, contracts, budgets, I translate them all into plain English.
Just simple systems that keep you on top of everything.
I'm Amit. Tech won't work? I'll get everything humming and make you the family expert. I'll actually fix it, step by step, without the attitude.
I'm May. Got a half-formed idea? I'll turn it into a prototype or the next TikTok everyone's talking about. All in hours, not weeks.
I'm Jordan. Need energy back? Let's get you feeling better by Thursday with real food you'll actually eat and workouts you'll actually do.
I'm JC. Code broken? I'll find the bug and get it working. Fast. That feature you're dreading? Here's the scaffold.
In 60 seconds, your A-team is going to turn you into the most capable person in the room. But first, let me show you a few superpowers that'll make you unstoppable with this thing. First up, the companion ring, your floating command center where your team's always ready. Click any face, unmute, and boom, we're talking. It works just like the video calls you already know. Share your screen when you're stuck, camera on when you need eyes on something, drag in files when you want us to review them. Let's take a closer look. Got something confusing on your screen? Click the monitor icon. We'll decode that spreadsheet, explain that error message, or walk you through that software everyone pretends to understand.
Your analytics dashboard is showing a dip in traffic. Let's explore why.
Need a second pair of eyes? Hit the camera icon. Perfect for does this look right moments or outfit checks. We see what you see in real time.
I'll go with the pink. It'll look perfect on you.
Now check this out. You can drag any file onto the ring. Contracts, homework, tax forms, whatever. We read it instantly and tell you exactly what to do next.
Looks like you forgot to deduct your travel expenses. This could save you another $2,000 this year.
Your companions aren't limited to audio answers. They'll pull up a map to that underground music venue you heard about or dig up online reviews before you head to that swanky new restaurant. And here's the magic. They can create actual artifacts in the canvas that you can tweak and use, like a killer workout split based on that athlete's routine you saw, your fantasy football analysis that'll destroy your group chat, or that perfect comeback text you wish you'd thought of in the moment. Oh, and if you need expertise beyond this crew, hit contacts. We've got specialists for everything. Search for exactly who you need, star your go-to experts as favorites, and check your inbox for messages other users send to your digital twin. Did I just say digital twin? I sure did. This is one of the coolest things. The Napster app lets you create your own twin that looks and sounds like you and field questions while you're asleep or doing actual work. You can create your digital twin by clicking on the profile icon and then on digital twin. It's your AI avatar that handles conversations when you can't. But enough theory, let's get you signed up and get started. Click here on the left and I'll see you inside. When you see my face, click unmute and say hi.
Very cool, Edo. And one of the things that's going to entice people here, I think, is the price tag you put on the View. Tell us about that. And I mean, people might look at that and say, oh, that's holographic. Maybe it's going to cost me $800, maybe $1,000. What are you doing here?
Yeah, so I think the only other example where you can have a live 3D video conversation, and as you saw, you can also create a digital twin of yourself that people can converse with. But if two of the Napster users are online at the same time, they can also have live video conversation on the View. So it's both live and with the digital twin, which is fascinating. The only other place where you can have that type of conversation is using Google's Beam, which is their Starlight project, which actually sells for $25,000 per unit. So I think that's the only place where you can have a holographic live 3D video conference right now. The Napster View is shipping for $99. And it comes with 1 month free of service, which is $19.99. And in that, it's really several orders of magnitude more accessible, and in fact democratizes the idea of this AI-powered future of communications in a way that no one's done before. We're in very rarefied air in terms of this category of AI-first devices that are enabling fundamentally new forms of interaction. Of course, there's been a lot of conversation around what Meta is doing with their glasses, different efforts such as what OpenAI is hoping to do. But here we have something in market today, ready for the Christmas season, for the AI curious, to bring embodied, fully formed AI companions and video in real time in 3D to every Mac owner's desktop, and really complement the Mac with unbelievable AI superpowers. So the fact that it's $99 is really a remarkable feat on of itself, attributed to the amazing team at Napster and our partner network that we've worked with to bring it to market.
And again, the typical monthly cost to subscribe
Less
is
than $20.
less than $20 a month
Yeah.
for typical usage. It can go up higher, or is that
Well, you can have, so basically the $20 pays for 20 hours of consumption. And then beyond that, you can either buy a pack of hours or we'll also have other tiers for pro users.
just terrific? So many people today are spending money, time, etc., trying to learn how to type in queries for AI. It's an in-demand skill in a lot of companies and such. Is this going to make all of that obsolete?
Well, I think I don't know that this specifically will, but I think generally the trend is going to be moving away from this idea of prompt engineering, which was kind of the early stage of the AI revolution, to talking, which is, I mean, to many ways, when you walk into an expert for advice, you can call what you tell them a prompt, right? But it's you don't think about the prompt. You just articulate your problem and they ask you some questions and you go back and forth. And over the course of a conversation, you start negotiating how to solve that challenge. Now, that could be a creative partner writing lyrics for a song, or it could be figuring out how to get the best tax credit, or how to deal with something that you're dealing with in life, or all the things that people use ChatGPT for. But it's going to move, I believe, into a world where it's much closer to the actual human experience, which is what we facilitated. So today, if you're proficient in knowing how to write prompts and really knowing how to use it, you can really get a lot more than someone that isn't. And I think it's kind of an analogy to the early stages of Google, that certain people really knew how to search Google and others were kind of struggling to find things. At this point, everybody's learned how to do it, or Google has also improved. And the same is going to happen in the AI era. So I think at the end of the day, we'll go from this idea of co-pilots, which is the predominant theme for Microsoft in the workplace, to co-workers. So these agents will be just like co-workers that work with you, and every employee will be supported by an army of other co-workers that can propel them and make them much more efficient in what they're doing.
There is the matter of trust today when it comes to a lot of the AI tools. How are you dealing with that and hallucination issues, et cetera?
Yeah, so this does come up a lot. And as someone that's been in the AI field for uh, over 30 years and tracking this very carefully, I can tell you that for the most part, it's a solved problem at this point. If at the level of certain systems, it hasn't necessarily propagated to everything. So there is still some risk, but I think we know how to ground content at this point and into actual citations and sources, which is a lot of what you see in the more agentic systems, like research systems like OpenAI Deep Research and all of these tools. I think we are much better positioned today to ground the content so that the hallucination problem becomes smaller and smaller, to the point where it's almost like when you think about autonomous driving, there's always the risk of an autonomous car, God forbid, having an accident and someone getting killed. But the real question is, when is that percentage going to be smaller than human error, so that if you put a lot of autonomous cars on the road, there'll be a lot of less dead people. And I think the same is true for this question, because people make mistakes also when you talk to them. You can call it hallucinations, or they make stuff up, to show that they know the answer. Whatever it is, there is a percentage of error in just human communications as well. I think that percentage of error for most things is going to be already much lower for AI because it's so knowledgeable. And over time, as we have more specialized approaches, I think it will exceed and be better in many things. So I think this is definitely, I would think, a big problem. But for those of us at the frontier, it's kind of yesterday's problem. We're already dealing with the next problem.
I know how competitive the market is out there for talent in this area. So
Mhm.
tell us about the team that you've been able to put together and the amount that's gone into this, the amount of work. It must be tremendous.
Yeah, it does take a village of incredibly passionate people. We at Napster are culmination of several acquisitions recently that have allowed us to get to where we are right now, notably the TouchCast acquisition, which is the team that built the magic that goes into these companions and the hardware. But there's also other teams that have all kind of stepped up, including the Napster music team, what used to be the IR Engine team, and everything that's in this portfolio is kind of culminated on this moment to really provide the world with the potential that we're trying to offer. So around 200 people, including amazing people on the marketing and communication, sales, every aspect of this business, come together to launch this product today. Couldn't be more proud of this team, and we're we're a relatively very small team competing with basically the tech titans of the world in the frontier of what's possible with AI. And I would argue we're a year or two into the future in terms of what we're delivering today, which is an amazing feat, only made possible by the hard work, dedication, and amazing creative capabilities of everybody that's come together to make it a reality.
So tell us what people need to use this today. You mentioned it is the Mac platform.
Yes, we've started with the Mac. It's also going to be available on iOS, Android, and PCs next year. Um, and we started with the Mac because one of the things we're focused on is how to actually do a lot of the actual AI work on the edge, on the device, as opposed to on the cloud. So, for example, when you run the software on your Mac device, which needs to be Apple Silicon, meaning a Mac that was purchased in the last 3, 4 years, the video that you're seeing of the agent, of the companion, is actually created on your laptop, which is almost unheard of in terms of engineering because most of these video creation AIs you see basically require an H100 and up type server from NVIDIA on a server that might cost $100,000. And that's why this is so expensive. Like if you try to render a second of VO3, it's, I don't know, 50 cents per second. Whereas here, we're actually creating the video on your device, which lets us reach the market with this future today. As opposed, because one could maybe do it on the server, but it would literally cost the end user, $500 a month instead of $20 a month. So the fact that we can run AI on your device is very important to us. And having the Apple ecosystem, which is relatively uniform and very strong in terms of their ability to render AI on the device, allows us to hit the ground running. Um, of course, in the PC world, there's so many different computers and devices, so it'll take us a bit more time to navigate. But we started with the Mac as kind of the frontier hardware platform for this, and really showing the future today of what's possible with AI running on your device. We'll again continue to iOS next, probably this year, Android, PC coming soon, and we'll have a complete system. And everything that I'm sharing with you today is really just the way to think about it is like the first iPhone, before they had the App Store, it's just really the first iteration of this. And there is just such incredible work that the team is doing in the R&D pipeline, which I can't share yet, but it really just is a framework for something amazing to happen.
So it sounds like it's going to be quite a problem to overcome to get this onto mobile devices and the different Windows machines, etc.
The economy is the challenge. It's not as much the engineering challenge. So the iOS is easy because it's literally the same world. Android is harder because there's so many phones, but the trade-off is simply that you won't generate the AI on the device, which we can do today because everything I'm showing you, you can actually experience through the browser in the web version of Napster. It's all possible. It's just that the economics are more challenging and the response time is slower because you're communicating with a server instead of it happening on your device. So for us, the View device and coupled with a Mac is really kind of a time machine. I think it shows the users that have the privilege of accessing it what the future will look like, where AI is really a bigger part of their life. So we can bring that future in today by focusing on that first. And over the next months, we'll basically propagate that across all platforms.
A year from now, what kinds of capabilities are we going to be looking at? I know you can't tell us everything.
So there's different vectors to where this is going. The one that I find incredibly compelling is the fact that it's not just that you can converse with this human-like companions, digital twins of people or other people, but that they can also create things for you. So already today, you can feel some of that in the product that's shipped, but very soon there's going to be much more of that, and I can actually show you a bit of that if I switch over to a live demo to show you a bit of what that would look like. But the idea is that it's not just that you have these agents, these companions that you can converge with as experts on different fields or support you in different pursuits, but they can also work together to create stuff. So that would be, and of course, many people use ChatGPT to create stuff already. But so the fact that they can create more things is one facet, but then the fact that they can collaborate between them. So that crew that you have. So let's say you're a young entrepreneur and you want to start a company. How do you accelerate that journey? Well, the way you do it is you need to find all these different people to work with to do things. And now they're all going to be in that crew for you that can help you create your business plan, create your logo, create the first prototype, and many, many other things. Interview potential customers that are other companions, learn from that. Just incredible acceleration. So let me shift over to my phone because I want to actually show you what I'm seeing. So here we have the actual application on my Mac that I just launched, where you can see the ring of all these companions and switch between them. And if I were to plug in the view, which is on top here, it would automatically detect the view and effectively put the companion on top of my screen, perched there, and I can start conversations with them. So here you can see that I'm switching between these different companions, each occupying a different domain of expertise. Um, and what you can't really see, because this is a regular video, is this is a 3D image. So he's literally popping out from the background for me. If I move a bit, you might see a bit of the effect. But this is a holographic beamforming display where my left and right eye are actually seeing different images, resulting in a 3D image for us, which is really remarkable. So I can start a conversation with any of these, and it'll pick up the conversation from the last time we spoke. I can also go into my directory here and see the messages that people left for me by talking to my digital twin. So for example, I actually have Dima here, which you spoke with. Dima is my CTO, and I can talk to him about things even when he's asleep. So if I start a call with him, hey Dima, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. It's good to connect with you again. It looks like we had a few conversations earlier this month, primarily discussing the spatial 3D pipeline for live 3D calling using digital twins.
Yeah, that's correct. How many views do we render on this lens in 3D?
We render 5 views for an immersive 3D experience. 2.
Yeah, that's true. Can you write a document for me that articulates the summary of the 5 lenses and how we do that?
I can certainly generate a detailed document for you that summarizes the 5 lenses for 3D rendering and explains our implementation approach.
So you can see that I can have a conversation with Dima. And now if he's online, I can actually start a live call with him, and it'll be a live video call with his real self in 3D as well. So, and now when he comes to his device, he will see a message from me, and he'll see a summary of that message that whole conversation I had with this digital twin. It's an incredible evolution of how people communicate. Really amazing. Now, the part that I want to share with you, which is not in the current shipped app, but is coming very soon, is if I click on this Napster icon, it'll open the Napster universe for me, which I can explore and find additional content. So here you can see that you have a lot of different content, which is both music, mindfulness, experts of different types. Again, I said these companions can create things. So here, in this case, they're actually creating music because obviously as Napster, we have an amazing legacy of that. So in this case, a companion that can generate music. And if I actually click on her name, you can see that she has a full universe, a life that she's living, and she's posting. So these companions literally have a life, even when they're not in front of us and talking to us. And of course, you can collaborate with them because that's the premise. And down here, you can see that I can choose from all of these different collaborators. So in the case of Nix, if I click on her, I can create a song about tech journalism in the era of AI. So now I'm basically collaborating, in this case with a music artist, and now we're in the studio.
A song about tech journalism in the AI era? Man, that's fertile ground. We could go so many ways with it. Are we trying to paint a picture of hope and progress? Or are we going to drop some truth bombs about the challenges and the blurred lines? What's the vibe we aiming for, Edo?
Yeah, I think we go with the truth bomb side of looking at AI from both the promise and the peril. What do you think?
Truth bombs, huh? I can dig that. We'll peel back the layers, expose the digital shadows alongside the bright. Are we looking for something that shifts between light and dark? Maybe a beat that evolves from a sparse, almost cautious beginning to a more robust, optimistic feel by the end? Or do we want to weave those elements throughout, a constant push and pull in the sonic
Yeah, I think
landscape?
that build is good. Let's go with the build.
A build, I like that. We'll start in one place, take them on a journey.
Yeah, so can you imagine that you can go into, in this case, a recording studio and just really collaborate, and how much opportunity that creates? So now in the world of Napster 26 years ago, it was about democratizing, everybody can find any song they want. And in the world of Napster of today, it's everybody can create any song they want and then own it, publish it, do things with it, etc. So that's an example. In a few minutes, this song would be ready, and it's going to sound as amazing as what you saw earlier. But if I want to do something else, if I want to have a startup, Will here is a mentor for startups. So let's say help me with a business plan.
All right, Edo. An AI tech blog, that's a space with a lot of noise, but also a lot of potential. Instead of diving straight into a business plan, let's talk about something more fundamental.
It's taking us into an infinite world of AI support across almost every facet that you can imagine in our lives, with personas, companions that we have a relationship with. They have memory of every conversation we have, and can really empower every individual to just create incredible things. And I think that's the accelerant that AI offers on the optimistic side of where AI can take us. And so really so proud and excited to be able to do this kind of work with this incredible team. Yeah, so that's the world of Napster 26 with this incredible hero device. For me, it's a bit analogous to the kind of moment where Apple became kind of this full stack company that's not just involved in creating personal computers, but also media. When they launched the iPod, but they also had iTunes, right? So it's a full ecosystem. And that's what you have in Napster 26. You have, this is our equivalent of the iPod, the way to deliver a futuristic, magical experience of interaction, consumption, creation. And the Napster platform, which we just showed, is kind of the iTunes, the place where you can find all of this abundance of content and interaction and AI companions and agents.
What do you say to people, and I'm sure you hear this maybe 100 times a day, what do you say to people who worry that we're going to be a species that doesn't communicate with each other, but rather with these digital creations, the AI creations?
So I am very cognizant personally, as someone that's part of this tribe that's making this possible, of the dangers that that creates. So I would not for a second suggest that it's all good. There's a lot of challenges it creates. I chose to focus my life energy, and I think our entire team is committed to the notion of empowering people to be able to accomplish more by giving them this capability. So if you think about the limits of human potential as a person, generally we succeed by collaborating with others. Not everybody has access to a complete team to do anything they want. You have to have a lot of capital. You have to be born in the right place at the right time. The fact that you can democratize that fundamental capability of unleashing human potential by giving people access to an unlimited team that can help you accomplish anything is the positive outcome for me. And we've also focused a lot of energy on creating the right guardrails, the right protocols to also alleviate the risks that come with that. We've all heard about these horrible stories about people creating the attachments and leading to very bad outcomes. We have a whole team effort around how to make sure that we detect behavior that is going in the wrong direction and how to correct it. Of course, there's also new regulations that have just come out, which are really, I think, blessed. It's wonderful to see these finally come out. The AI industry initially said it's necessary. We're seeing great work done out of California and New York. Really important, I think, stuff that is making the industry much more accountable for the consequence of these systems. And for us at Napster, we have a very deep, I think, ideological bent towards making sure that the users own all of their data. We're not basically an advertising company, and that the people that use our platform, whether it's individuals or businesses, always own all of their data and control it. It's something that our CEO, John Acunto, is incredibly passionate about. And we want to make sure that that's also clear. All of the interactions that you have belong to you. The content you create belongs to you. The digital twin of you belongs to you. If you ever want to move off the platform, all your data belongs to you. And we go to great lengths to make sure that we are in the right side of history in the era of AI, where your data is actually going to become probably your most important asset. So we're also setting in place the right systems in support of that future.
Just terrific. So for people to jump in here, where's the best place for them to go?
Simply navigate to napster.ai/apps with an S at the end, APPS. And that's where you can start your journey, download the Mac, and effectively also explore purchasing this magical device for $99 if you're interested.
Edo Segal, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you for having me, Fred. It's a pleasure to speak with you again.